Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Alex Harshman here, and I'm coming at you with another video here for Wholesaling Real Estate. Welcome to my channel, Wholesale to Freedom. What this channel is all about is everything wholesaling, real estate related, business, entrepreneurship, everything in between. So subscribe down below. If you find any value out of this video, please give us a thumbs up as that helps out as well, and click that notification bell. That way you get notified for all my future videos. So without further ado, let's get right into it. How do I determine what job roles to assign to certain people as I scale up? You know, what kind of positions am I filling as far as having VAs do the work that I don't want to do, for example, acquisitions, dispositions, things like that. And you can get as crazy with this as you want. But you know, in my opinion, these are the ways I would break it down in the business to try to delegate the work. So first and foremost, the number one most important role that you should fulfill as soon as possible is the filter call, or the first call that the seller has contact with. So the person who is going to be the front lines of the business is going to be the most important position to hire out, because this is going to take the most time. I delegate, I categorize it by how much time is involved. So for the most important and the most time consuming is lead filtering. You have to have that filter in place in order to get the most motivated leads to the purchase manager. So first I have the lead filter, or the lead manager, and then I have the purchase manager, which is next. So the lead manager is the one who filters the call, senses the motivation, and if the motivation's there and the price is right, or there's room to negotiate, then we hand that off to the purchase manager for the second phone call. Now the purchase manager is going to be the one who makes the offer and negotiates with the seller. And now this is the person whose sole job is to just do research on the property and then make the offer to the seller. The first person, the lead manager, is supposed to filter the call, collect all the relevant information, so that way you can formulate a offer from the purchase manager, and then the purchase manager takes that information, does their research, comps, everything involved to figure out what the ARV is and what the offer is going to be. So from there, the purchase manager locks it up with the seller, and then it goes to the transaction coordinator. Again, this is my business and how I would set it up, as soon as I get those roles fulfilled. The transaction coordinator is going to be the one who actually coordinates between the buyers, and they also coordinate with the title company. So maybe the transaction coordinator is the one who markets the property, often described as disposition, so it's the same thing, but they're going to handle selling the property, buyer coordination as far as showings, things like that. And so as you can see how the whole team works together up until the point where the property is sold and sent to closing. You can completely remove yourself from the business, maybe just follow up every day or a couple minutes a day and just check and see how your systems are going. But that's why it's important to have these systems and roles in place. So if I were to delegate or divide the responsibility up between different roles, those are the three roles that I would choose. Obviously you have admin tasks. I'm not really including that stuff, but you can have a separate VA to do your admin task, or you can train one of those other VAs to do it. Pulling lists. I mean, you can go as far and as crazy as you want with it. You can delegate every little task to a different VA. I mean, it just depends on what you like. If you want to completely remove yourself, obviously you can do that, but I like to just keep it into 3 separate job roles, maybe 4, just for the admin kind of thing, and then I have myself in there if I need to do like any serious negotiating, or really trying to work a deal with the seller or buyer. That's why it's important to know the roles in and out and be good at them, because, or at least have some basic understanding, because you want to be able to fill those roles in case something happens. I know a lot of people who hire a VA to make up for maybe their weakness. Like my weakness is I hate spending time filtering the calls. Even though I'm really good at it, it's just something I'm not passionate about, or I really don't want to spend my time doing. I would rather hire that out and not have to worry about it, and that would be my strength, is or my weakness rather, and that would be the first thing I hire out. Also, it's just because it's the most time consuming. Purchase manager spot, I don't really mind it. It does get, it's just like anything else, when you're working or whatever it may be, it just gets old really quick. So having somebody make the complete calls and me being hands off with the sellers, I'm more proactive with the buyers, making deals happen, things like that. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy communicating with the title companies, making things work, figuring out deals. If you haven't checked out my 20K first virtual deal I ever did, you know, it was a doozy, and I had to freaking train the title company on how to do the transaction. It was wild, and I enjoyed doing that. You know, problem solving in its simplest form is what I enjoy doing. Working things out and being innovative, and that's what I really want to do. And I actually just watched the Investor Fuse. They had like a little webinar where they talked about hiring out, and I thought it was perfect timing to do this video because I watched that today. And great job at Investor Fuse. If you haven't checked them out or, you know, seen their platform, it's a great platform for your CRM. I use it for myself. I have the link down in the description below for half off their setup fee, which is, you know, huge savings. And you can use that link down below, and it's just one of the best CRMs on the market, in my opinion. That's how I would divide the role responsibility up, so that way you're not doing everything. And if I were looking to scale up, these are the jobs I would fill one by one. My advice from hiring in the past is don't hire too quickly and fire very fast. So hire slow, fire quick, and make sure you have some kind of culture, company culture set up, and some really good guidelines for them to follow in a system, because you don't want to hire somebody for a position. And I heard this example today. It's like you tell the VA to go make a post about selling a property on Craigslist, and that's the only instructions you give them, and then they make it and you say, well, that's terrible, here's how I actually wanted it. Well, you never gave them clear instructions. So make sure you give them clear-cut instructions, because you want to make their job as easy as possible, and also give them some, you know, leverage on how to do their job to the point where you're going to accept it. So I hope you found value out of this video. I'll try to keep them shorter for y'all, and if you have any questions down below, please let me know. I love making videos, answering your questions, and explaining in detail, you know, kind of what to do and how to solve them. I mean, I have a ton of experience under my belt, worked with some of the best and being mentored by the best, and I have a lot of value to provide to you guys. So please give me a thumbs up if you found any value out of this video, and subscribe down below. It really does help out, as I want to help more people. So as always, take care, do your hair, and we'll see you in the next one.